What up? Um, it's so much heaviness going on. We keep hearing all this stuff about just this, that, and the third. And if y'all know me, y'all know I don't watch the news. My clients come in. Did you hear about the such and such? No, ma'am, I did not. Well, you don't watch the news, no, but you'll come in here and tell me. So that's how I figure it out. If we getting ready to get a missile, that's getting ready to attack, don't tell me that stuff. What I'm supposed to do about it? So no, stuff that I can't control, I don't deal with. Anyway, two things. Ain't nobody asked me, but I feel the need to say it. The king is the funniest. Every time, period. Cat might have been telling all kind of lies, y'all, but that joker was funny telling it. Now, I'm done. I'm done with the Cat Williams debate. When we talk about funny, I just feel like we just should tell funny stories. And here we go. Here's a funny story for y'all. Years ago, I was having knee pains. I shared on social media that I had gone through a process called plasma something. I can't remember. PRP. I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, where they take my blood and they separate the plasma and then inject it back into my knees. So I had gone through that. And my knees would just, like, my legs would be radiating with pain. It would just be so bad. So James Adams' dad said, okay, well, I can give you something. So I never had any marijuana in my life. I remember Tion Doolin had put a post up and said, when's the first time you had marijuana? Everybody's like 15, 16, 17. I was like 43. He was like, for real, Nitra? I think it was like 40. And I was like, yeah, like I didn't. So anyway, he gives me a brownie. So I still have never smoked. But he gives me a brownie. And it's a little, brownie. He says, cut it in quarters. Take 1/4 before you go to bed. Oh, okay, cool. I got it. So I only thing I had heard about marijuana is, what you see on TV. You hit it, boom, you're high. So, excuse me, that's the way it's supposed to work. So I was on the phone and I'm going back and forth talking to whoever I'm talking to. And I remember that I have this brownie. I said, well, let me just taste a piece and see what happens. So I just, just a little. And it, it tastes really, really good. And I mean, like, really good, which is the problem with his edibles. They just taste so good. You forget that you're eating edibles. By the time I was done on the phone and nibbling on that brownie, the whole brownie was gone. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just tell him they don't affect me like that. Ignorance, pure ignorance. So that particular day, James Adams has a Taekwondo testing. And this is pre-COVID. So it was packed, like they would do testing for all the levels all together. And, people are there and the place is just, folks is everywhere. So we're sitting there. I got a bottle of water and an orange. And a big old nice navel orange, I'm going to eat. While testing is happening. Yeah. So we're sitting there, and since it had been about an hour since I ate that brownie, stuff starts to happen. Literally, it hit me just like that. And I was like, oh my God. I jump up and I leave out. I'll go to my car and I'm breathing and that bottle of water is gone. Because I done sucked that bottle of water down. I was like, because I didn't know. I had no baseline for how this was going to affect me. I didn't know nothing about it. I was just like, okay, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I go back in there and I sit down. His daddy say, you ate that whole brownie, didn't you? I was like, it tastes so good. Didn't I tell you to put that in quarters? So I was just sitting. He said, "Well, it is what it is. You might as well just sit there." And I was so scared because I didn't know. And so then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm getting ready to embarrass my child at this Taekwondo testing." I was like, "Oh, it's gonna okay." Only thing I could think about was Friday and Chris. What's Chris' name? Tucker. Chris Tucker and Smokey over there in that chicken coop. I was like, God, I can't, that can't be me. So I was just sitting there. And of course, you know, if you don't know, well, at least for me, I extremely relaxed. Now, if I'm up and moving, I'm cool. But I don't know none of that. I get so relaxed. So my mama asked me a question. I answer the question. Then I look back at his daddy. I say, did I answer that right? Because I had no idea what I said. I don't even remember what happened. Like, it was so bad, y'all. We sat there and they were just hollering, yeah, God, breaking boards. I was just like, oh, Jesus, please. Make it stop. Make them stop. So we sit there and it's about 2 hours of testing, maybe 2.5 hours. I finally get up and go to the bathroom. And when I get up, I then have more control of my body. And I was like, oh, if I'm actually moving, I'm okay. So, you know, I still stumbled. Like, it was very much intoxication. I was definitely under the influence or something. But I go to the bathroom and I handle that pretty good. And I get back. And so I was like, okay, am I going to be able to drive? Like, I don't really know, you know, what's going on. So, but I did. I was able to drive and we got home and I made it through my first. Now, from then on, Nitra's taking a quarter. I'm not going in with a whole brownie of nothing for no reason, for nobody. It was so crazy. But what I have learned over the years is that it really numbs pain. And if you want to sleep, woo, get you a little bit right before you go to sleep, you'll be out. You'll sleep all night long. You wake up so refreshed and all will be well. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that time that, you know, I was about to embarrass my child down to the Taekwondo because his mama don't know how to follow instructions. I think I gave y'all a story one time about manufacturer's instructions. Listen to what the people say. Stop doing stuff on your own. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. You have no idea what you're doing. Anyway, y'all drop down in the comments. Tell me about y'all first time with an edible if you had one. Or, you know, anything retarded that y'all done. Because we all have done it. We all have done it. So anyway, I hope you smiled a little bit. Have a good day.